Well, for more on this, we're joined in the studio by Euronews reporter Trent Murray. Trent, it seems overall there's no let-up for people trying to brave these terrible fires.
Yeah, good morning, Alistair. Quite right. It's been another terrifying weekend for thousands of Australians in the front line of these fires. We've seen scorching heat fan the flames across a number of fire fronts, across a number of states, in fact. Australia's, of course, been battling these wildfires for months now with these dry, hot, drought conditions, just fanning flames as the bushland is just tinder dry, really, meaning it's very difficult for firefighters to try and get the upper hand. We saw last week Australia posted some record temperatures, 41 degrees Celsius, not just in one spot, but a number right where those fires are. And that's causing real angst for towns that are surrounded by bushland. One of those towns is a small village called Balmoral. It has a population of about 400. It has virtually been wiped off the map, 150 homes gone. And one resident spoke to journalists yesterday after the fire front came through. He was a potter, he makes pottery, and he came up with a pretty creative solution to try and survive the inferno. Let's have a listen.
I ran to my ute, but my garden was already on fire here, and the driveway was on fire, and the road was on fire, so I realised I couldn't evacuate. So the day before, I had actually built myself a small kiln down the back, and a coffin-sized kiln, just big enough for me to crawl in, so I hid in there for half an hour while the firestorm went over.
Now, the temperatures are set to pick up yet again. What are the authorities saying about what's to come? Yeah,
well, there's over 100 fires still burning out of control in New South Wales alone. That really is the main epicentre, if you will, of this emergency. There has been a little bit of a drop in temperature, and authorities are trying to use that drop to try and bring some respite to exhausted crews, and also to try and bring about a little bit of back burning to try and get ahead of some of these fires. But the emergency has very much moved further south as well. Adelaide is now in the grips of this unfolding emergency. Over 86 homes have been lost there, and up to a third of the region's vineyards, a key winemaking area for Australia, it has now gone. And those temperatures, as you say, are forecast to spike again in Adelaide and Melbourne, I should say. Both of those cities expecting temperatures of around 39 degrees in the latter part of this week. Authorities there will be working very closely to try and prepare for this next wave of heat. One man that will be standing with those authorities watching is the Australian Prime Minister, who has come under significant scrutiny after going on a holiday to Hawaii, if you will, right in the grips of this emergency. He's just returned to the country, and he apologised to the nation for that holiday. I think we've got the clip of that as well, Alistair.
I've obviously returned from leave, and I know that that has caused some great anxiety in Australia, and Jenny and I acknowledge that. If you had your time over again and you had the benefit of hindsight, then would have made different decisions. I'm sure Australians